It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Every morning I'm faced with heaven and hell, fighting my consciousness. See my vision clear as optometrist. I'm an optimist, a southern king. Hustle to get flooded chains. Grew up on Jewels and Wayne. 9 niggas stacking like 100 ways. Walking this earth, I took control of my turf. Had to learn to protect my soul before I knew what it's worth. My homies had to work. I was clocking in at work. My virtuous reality done took us to the metaverse. Water with the lemon squeeze. Passport up in my jeans. Sticking to the code. Watching sucker niggas switching teams. I gotta grind. My fam eating off the strength of my dive. This industry gave me no favors, you could tell from my eyes. The money coming, had to fight for. Meeting with them white boys, trying to make a living with this mic card. Buzz going crazy, got them straight up out the psych ward. My life story deeper than these niggas had to fight wars. It's Nolan.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well on this Wednesday afternoon. In this particular show, we're going to be talking about Miss Jaguar Wright. I woke up to some information and was flabbergasted because apparently Miss Jag has been awarded with some sort of Defender of Freedom award. And not only was she awarded a Defender of Freedom award, but this took place at a resort in Florida on called Mar-a-Lago. And she was surrounded by people such as, what's this lady name? Liz Crokin, who I guess is a conspiracy theorist, a journalist, Pizzagate advocate. Like she's like a white version of Jag, I guess you could say. Although I think some of her theories may have landed a little bit stronger than Jag's once upon a time. Trump was there at this event. If I'm not mistaken, they were actually having some sort of rally at the resort at the time when all of this was happening. So it looks like Jaguar Wright is receiving praise and awards and somehow getting into the circles of right-wing grifters and and Trump supporters from all of the misinformation, lies, and just outright bullshit that she spewed on the internet over the past 5 years. Okay. Very strange, very bizarre. The last thing I had on my motherfucking bingo card to happen ever in life. But here we are. We're going to cover it. I want to give a big shout out to DJ World, who also covered this. Some of the footage in this video was obtained from him. So big shout out to him. You know, I'm big on crediting other content creators that put work in to compile stuff and whatnot. If I use it, I want to give people their props, because if someone were to do the same to me, I would like the same, right? But yeah, let's just kind of get into the thick of it, right? So this is the photo of Jag receiving her Defender of Freedom award. That's from, what's this guy's name? Mike Flynn. And I'm going to give y'all a quick little rundown about what it is that we're seeing here. Okay, so this event, Mike Tyson was there, Ted Nugent was there, Russell Brand was there, etc. And they say Trump was scheduled to be an honored guest Tuesday evening at a sold-out gala in his own club, where he is expected to be joined by boxing legend Mike Tyson and actor Russell Brand and performer Ted Nugent. The Mar-a-Lago Gala is hosted by America's Future, whose chairman is Mike Flynn. Flynn was Trump's first national security advisor during his initial White House term. Flynn is a far-right political figure who now resides in Southwest Florida, and the group's mission includes a focus on child trafficking through the southern border. So now it starts to make a little bit of sense as to why Jaguar Wright is being thrown into the circumference of these people, because they're big on this whole child trafficking thing, which on its surface, you know, we all should be advocates against trafficking, right? Like, that's not a good thing. That's terrible. It strips people of their family. You know, there's a lot of nasty things that go on with that. So again, on the surface, it sounds honorable, but the character of the people running it, I don't know, right? One might even question that they might be involved in the very thing that they're denouncing, but I can't put that on anyone's jacket. They say the gathering is the final event in the president's 6-day President's Day stay at the Winter White House, the longest of his 3 sojourns to Palm Beach in his new term. During his first administration, Trump spent all 4 President's Day weekends at Mar-a-Lago, but never for as long as this one. He is expected to leave today and head out for Miami. Okay? So America's Future, which is the organization that put this thing together, which you see in the background on the step and repeat, they say the organization was founded in 1946 and its website lists its mission as to fight to preserve American values. Oh, wow, that's always a doozy. American values and ideals, protect the nation's constitutional republic, promote strong American families, revitalize the role of faith in our society. Oh, my God. Y'all know faith ain't a big thing out in these American streets. And advance the virtues of free market capitalism. Seems like a lot of buzzwords. It adds, under a set of guiding principles, America's future strengthens American patriotism, reinforces American greatness, and reestablishes our founding fathers' oh my goodness framework that America is one nation under God, of the people, for the people, and by the people. Okay? And just to get an idea of how this thing was brought into fruition, they say past leaders have included retired Brigadier General Robert E. Wood, a founder of the Isolationist America's First Committee before World War II, and conservative activist Phyllis Schlafly, who vocally opposed the 1970s reintroduction of the Equal Rights Amendment. So these people seem pretty duplicitous in their thought process, and if they're honoring Jaguar Wright, I could see how she fits in with these folks. And here we've got a photo of Miss Jaguar Wright with Miss Liz Crokin, yucking it up, having a great time. And I do believe that she was probably the one that was strongly advocating for Jaguar Wright to get on this platform, get this award, because a couple months ago, she actually had Jaguar Wright on her platform, in which they conducted a pretty long interview. Again, DJ World, we're going to be using some of his compilation of the situation, because of course we're not going to be sitting here going through her 2-hour conversation with Jag. But what we will do is show pieces of her introducing her, and then get into some of the nonsense that she's spewed over the last few years, to which she is now being rewarded for putting online rather than being denounced by the public.
Friends, today I am doing a very, very special episode of Vampire Hunter. I can honestly say I can't remember the last time I have been this excited to interview a guest. The person who I am interviewing is an incredibly brave, intelligent, smart, courageous, fierce warrior queen who has been speaking the truth for years, exposing some of the most evil and worst people in the music industry, the rap industry, the entertainment industry, all of Hollywood.
Everybody had to look at him for real, for real. And the truth is nobody did. Everybody laughed and joked about him dancing like a idiot in all them goddamn videos, twirling around in circles. This nigga been wild.
Now, y'all know I don't cape for Diddy at all, so if she want to dump on his ass, I don't support Jaguar Wright, but, when it comes to the dancing all in the videos, it's a common thread throughout hip-hop for a long time. Now, some of the things that he's been accused of, I don't believe he's done. Some of what he's been accused of, I do believe he's done. As it pertains to the lawsuits being filed by one Tony Busby, I don't believe a single word. But as for some of the other victims that actually knew him, met him throughout his career, folks that have a history with him that have allegedly been abused, I'm more prone to believe in their stories. And I believe he will suffer for his crimes. But we'll continue with Jaguar Wright. I'm going to create my own conspiracy theories and try to capitalize off of other people's downfall and walk away scot-free.
Spoke on Pierce Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great.
Gambino retires. Usher gets the Lifetime Achievement Award. Diddy is still on the loose. And Keefy D is finally talking to the fans before R. Kelly proving he is the dumbest is.
Because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe.
Hashtag no Diddy.
Hashtag no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Do you have any views on Usher? Because a lot of things have come back to where
Usher.
they talk about his.
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Goofy bitch.
Oh.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty. They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open.
Now, of course, there's been plenty of speculation for many years as to the nature of whatever Diddy was introducing Usher to. You know, he had that Howard Stern interview where he said that he was literally, you know, in concert. And when I say in concert, I'm talking about just in the presence of all of these adults that were doing very adult things. And he was 13 or whatever age he was at the time. You know, he had the freedom to partake if he wanted to. He didn't really go into details, right? Which I gotta say, no matter how you cut or sliced it, no matter who the messenger may be, even a Jaguar Wright, as it pertains to things of that nature, I must say I disagree with it. I would never allow my son to be in the presence of adults without my supervision, or my wife. Certainly wouldn't be in the presence of adults partaking in sexual proclivities, period. Whether I'm there, my wife there, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all on, y'all probably ain't gonna see none of us again. You know, so I get that. And the same thing is prevalent for Bieber. And, you know, that you want to party with me and all that. You gonna hang out with me. You gonna spend the summer with me, or whatever the fuck was going on with that shit. That shit always struck me as weird. But the problem with Jaguar specifically is she comes to the internet and she makes gumbo out of things that are already rumored. She goes to like Lipstick Alley and all of these different like media takeouts and like these really salacious websites that just spew crazy stories and kind of don't suffer any consequences for it. I think most people have learned to kind of write them off as fodder. But she mixes that stuff in. Then, of course, she has her own mental deficiencies in which she comes up with her own stuff. And then she starts putting hot sauce. She put a little scrimp in there. She put a little sausage in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And then she make gumbo or some form of jambalaya. And then comes and spews it to the internet with conviction as if she is literally a witness or some sort of, abolitionist trying to lead the people to freedom, when really all she's doing is trying to capitalize. She gets paid to do these interviews. She's trying to rekindle her music career, which all of this is what it's been leading to, because in the midst of her doing this stuff, people saying, check, where's your music, your beautiful voice? And now she's trying to come out and release an album and trying to promote her music and shit. It took her 5 years to get back to releasing music, and the entirety of the 5 years was about besmirching other people's names. She went on this rampage against Jay-Z. She went on this rampage against Beyonce, claims that Beyonce was supposed to have replaced her, right? All this kind of stuff. And she's got all these theories. She literally came out and said that Chloe Bailey is being used to subvert her image. Because people have noticed a resemblance between young Jaguar Wright and Chloe. So now she's saying, yeah, that's because it's deliberate. Let me continue with this dumbass shit. Cause we gonna have to come back to them photos of her getting a fucking award after this craziness.
Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bali with another kitty rape.
They knew it when I did Pierce Morgan.
Is Beyonce celebrity B?
I hope to God not, but she was around.
No, the fuck she wasn't. I'm sorry. The year 2000, when the VMAs happened, Jay-Z literally just got off. The shit was voluntarily dismissed with prejudice, meaning that this shit cannot be revisited at a later time. It's donezo. As a matter of fact, the judge just signed off on the dismissal earlier this week. It's donezo. But of course, this was recorded before all of that took place. But here she is implying the possibility of Beyonce being the celebrity B that was allegedly present for what Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly did to the Jane Doe, which we knew from the jump was horseshit. It just had to go through the legal process. Now we see what's going on. But it sounds even crazier to think that she was associating Beyonce with the situation when in the year 2000, if I'm not mistaken, Jay-Z was in between dating Rosario Dawson and Blue Cantrell. I believe that's the time period where he was dealing with those women. Beyonce was not in the picture as of yet. Okay? But people like to put that information out there, especially folks that don't like either of them. They like to keep throwing that out there. And I guess they feel the more that they say it, the more that it makes it true. But that's just not how truth works.
She's very...
Who works with the man, L.A. Reid, that sent you to the Diddy Flavor Freak Off.
Not the Flavor Freak Off.
Now you got Justin Bieber breaking up relationships and shit. He suck Odell Beckham dick at the club, and the next thing you know, he don't even want Kim no more. What happens and his doctor give him something, and he Michael Jackson's up out of here, then, you know.
That's kind of what they're setting a stage. They're setting a stage.
I wish they would do that to Jennifer Hudson. I wish they set a stage for her. Because I'm sick and tired of a who's willing to sacrifice her own family and a child just getting away with murder. And everybody thinking she great. Like, now that I'm starting to see, because I never really paid too much attention because I know that she was selected to try to replace me in some way. So I never really spent a lot of time focusing.
This woman literally believes everybody who came out in the R&B genre after the year of 2002 to 3 was a sent agent to replace her, as if she was that fucking impactful. This woman had like a grand total of like 3 major performances in her career. Beautiful voice. She is talented. I will never take nothing away from her singing ability. You know what I'm saying? She got on that motherfucker Unplugged. She made a name for herself on that motherfucker. She was respected years prior to that within the circles of the Roots, and a lot of people in the industry that have gone on to have illustrious careers, that have become music directors, that have become A&Rs, that have become powerhouses in the industry. They saw something in her, but they also saw enough in her to get the fuck from around her too. So I don't think nobody even trying to replace you, because you're not the first of your kind, nor the last. But we'll continue.
focusing on her because I knew she was a plant.
Not enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Whitney Houston died a vocalist. How many female MCs you know died a female MC?
I don't know. Left Eye, Gangsta Boo, Boss. Shit, I'm trying to think of how many female MCs have actually passed away. I think that's the question. How many of them have actually died? Because I ain't seen a bunch of them. But let's keep going. What the fuck she be talking about?
See, they get you to put your ass in your titties, you know, all out, all over the place. See, it didn't used to be that way. See, being the sexy, cute tomboy used to be the way. And then Biggie Smalls came in with Jessica Rabbit, Lil' Kim. What I find interesting is that for the past 25 years, everybody's been trying to be Lil' Kim, and all Lil' Kim was a figment of Biggie's imagination. That's what they learned at the Freak Off. How to steal bitch.
Now you said no Diddy, but it seems like there is Lil Rod has come out who he produced the Love album, and it seems like he has recordings, pictures of a whole year and a half.
Smart guy.
Year and a half with Diddy, not getting paid to where he's
Smart
like.
guy.
Now this is where we get back to Miss Liz Crocker or whatever the fuck, Miss Liz Crocker shit. Where they get into her interview, and this is gonna circle back to her introduction of how she views Jag.
And this woman has been just dropping truth bombs for a very long time, and she continues to get vindicated because one of the main people that she's been exposing has been Diddy and his entire ring. I have so much respect for this woman. I look up to her because in this day and age, there are very few people who are willing to expose the truth when it comes to these evil people who are hurting children. It is a revolutionary act these days to tell the truth. And she is one of the very few who has done it more so than anyone else. And there's going to be no editing. There's going to be no censoring. Nothing's off limits. There's no legal letters that anyone can send me. Cough, cough, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
These motherfucking crazy, man. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? She gonna try to throw some shade at Jay-Z and Beyonce. I bet she was goddamn punching a hole through all the walls of her house. She was Red Hulk smashing in that bit. Y'all seen goddamn the new Captain America shit with the Red Hulk? That motherfucker did one clap and just moved mountains on some Usher shit. Man, I'm trying to tell you, that's how she was when that motherfucking dismissal came. Because a lot of you conspiracy theorists motherfuckers, that's all y'all had. That was y'all only little ace in the hole. That was y'all only goddamn joker in your deck. And that shit went withering away. And motherfuckers ain't even really covering it. You know what I'm saying? I just seen a video of Joe Budden and his team talking about how, you know, there was so much coverage about how that lawsuit came to be, the allegations. It was a public spectacle, just as Tony Busby had promised. But now that he's been dismissed, we don't see these platforms talking about it as much. It's not on the news like it was. It's not being circulated and disseminated at the same level of heat and fervor. It's kind of like just a blip in the atmosphere in the cosmos. Like, okay, cool, let's move on. And I wonder why that is, right? We even have content creators that are trying to shift and cover Jay-Z's lawsuit towards Tony Busby when you were one of the people that literally was advocating for his takedown. You were one of the people submitting false misinformation for the leverage of Tony Busby to try to add validity to his claims. Yet, that went withering away, and now you want to shift gears. These motherfuckers crazy, man. So yeah, that's where we stand, man. These are the groups of people that are now supporting Jaguar Wright. Mike Flynn, former advisor in Trump's first presidential run. And now Miss Liz Crokin, who calls herself a journalist. She's really a conspiracy theorist. She's aligned herself with Jag. They've done interviews, and now she's used her resources to get Jaguar a Defender of Freedom Award amongst the president and others. So even as her claims are proven to be less and less true in other communities, they're now trying to hoist her up as if she is telling the truth. What a backwards ass world we're living in. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect. Y'all be good out there. More content on the way. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.